Good morning. This is Steve Hoffaker. Welcome to our regularly scheduled professional development series where I bring together for your benefit experts in their field across a broad area, things dealing with universal design or aging in place topics. Today we have Yves Trottier from the Ontario area who's going to be talking to us about adjustable cabinetry, particularly the Granberg series and its application. You see a picture on your screen right now of some adjustable height counters. And as that works for people with special needs, as it works for universal design, as ADA, you'll see some applications today and hear about that. Join us again next month for our program dealing with dementia. And I do have a few open dates as we go throughout the year. I do these about every 5 to 6 weeks, not like the third Tuesday of every month, but about every 5 or 6 weeks we do these. They are scheduled through the rest of the year. If you are interested in doing the program yourself or you know someone you'd like to nominate, let me know and we'll go from there. With that, and if you have questions, you can either put them in the chat box or you can raise your hand and Eve will call on you or I'll call on you or something, but we want this to be an interactive, knowledgeable session. So with that, Eve, it's yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, my name is Yves Trottier. I'm with Accessible Home Solution. We are a dealer for Granberg here in North America. So we're dealing with the States, a lot of stuff in the States, and then Canada as well. So Granberg has been around for a while. What we're going to do here, we're going to go through a little bit of history. Jump on the website so we can take a look at the product.
Eve, can you turn your microphone up just a tad, please?
My apologies.
Sorry about that.
Nope, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
There you go. There you I think went the wrong direction. Try that.
Oh, all good now? Is that
That's
better?
good. Thank you. That's better.
Oh, hold on. Now can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to quickly, and then we're just going to jump on the website. So if you want to ask any questions as we go, please do so. So this picture here is of a universal kitchen, and I picked this picture because it's a beautiful kitchen. It looks like any other kitchen. Countertop. And in here we can have some cabinets, some Verdi cabinets or Granberg. Diego cabinets, diagonal or vertical motion. But we're going to go quickly through the history and then we're going to jump on the website. Okay, why is this not jumping, Steve?
Don't know that.
Oh,
it worked in practice. There you go. Well,
yeah, there you go. So,
all right.
Oh, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Okay.
So Granberg is established in 1870 as a cabinetry shop. So just building cabinets, that was quite a while back. And they built their first.
Eve, you're cutting in and out on your audio. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's see.
Yeah, that's good right there. Maybe you just need to be closer to your mic. Oh, you got a different mic.
Let me try these earpieces to see if this
Oh, that's good right there. Perfect.
is this better?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, is it too loud though?
Oh, we can adjust that. So you just go for it.
All right. Okay. I wasn't sure. That's why I had these on a
Yeah, no problem.
standby.
All right, good.
All right. So in 1960, so they've been around for 60 years and they started doing bathrooms as well. So they have a lot of experience. And they built over 10,000 kitchens. This is very in North America. They're really starting to push. That's how we became dealers. And especially with the ADA movement right now, there's so much going on. So the products that we're going to go through are the cabinets, the countertops, the islands, and the wardrobes. Unfortunately, all their products, all the Swedish products, are not available yet in North America, like the bathroom sections. If you go on Granberg, Sweden, you'll see a lot more products, but the bathroom products are not available here yet. They're working on the voltage and the frequency, but they'll eventually be here. Something that's really important on all our products is they're UL certified for North America. So that is very, very important. So we have cabinets, countertop, wardrobes, islands. So right now we're going to go to the website. If you want to go directly to the website, it's Granberg USA. I'll be sharing my screen so you can follow with me. And if you have any questions, please answer. If something piques your interest, I am, I'm available at any time to answer them. So let's go to the website. So we're going to share again. Can you see my screen?
All we see is Zoom. I see the cursor and it's just a blank screen with Zoom in the center.
We did this and it was working. So when you share, this should work. Wow. There you share.
There you go. Now it's coming up, I think. There you go. You're good. You got it.
All right. So this is a Granberg site. As you can see, we're starting with the countertop here, but we're going to jump to products. So we're going to go to the kitchen cabinets, the countertops, the height adjustable islands, and then we're going to jump to the wardrobes. These here, the ADA kitchen countertops, has all the same information as the previous three, as I mentioned. So let's jump to the cabinets. So they have two types of cabinets here in North America. They have what they call the Granberg Diego, because it's on a diagonal motion. And we have the Granberg Verdi, because it's strictly a vertical motion. So if you see the video here on the right, it comes in and it goes away from the wall down to almost the end of the countertop. So it's really close to the countertop for better accessibility. We're going to go through in details on this. And the Verdi is a motion straight up and down. You don't really need to open the doors to have access to the bottom two shelves, or you can have, if you want access to the third shelf, then you can definitely open the doors and have access to everything. So the Granberg Diego is an excellent option to bring down your microwave as well. We can operate it as a single unit, we can operate a single cabinet, or we can operate two cabinets at the same time. And we can also bring down the microwave if you wish. As you can see here, there's a bit of a gap. So it's about 8.9 inches from the wall. So if the cabinet is over a sink, you can turn the faucet like sideways and you will miss, like the diagonal motion will definitely miss your faucet, and you can have this one over the kitchen, the sink. We no longer offer the lighting because this is 220 volts. We prefer putting LED lights now, like the little just strip lights against the wall. It's much prettier. All our units have a safety device on it. This is a safety tray. Extremely sensitive. If it comes down and there's a glass cup or even someone has a hand there, it will touch it and it will stop. Because anytime you move any piece of furniture, anything electrically, there's chances of a pinch point, then there has to be a safety. It has to stop because legal issues and so on. So as you can see on this cabinet, Diego, it comes away from the wall and down, and it ends up almost at the end of the countertop. So this is what the actual lifting system looks like. This is it. So you mount the entire cabinet. So whoever's building your cabinet, you know, we have construction companies. We're dealing with everyone: construction companies, designers, manufacturers, cabinet makers, and they put the cabinet on this lifting system. And the lifting system does come with a safety plate underneath here. And the safety plate has to be the same size as your cabinet. So it doesn't have another pinch point on there that can interfere. So these are the sizes available: 24, 30, and 36. They are very flexible. Granberg is very flexible. If there's sizes on here that you don't see on the USA site, you can get on the Granberg Swedish site. So it's granberg.se. And actually just today we went through a project where we're doing a project with this company out in Utah, and they do have a request for 130 centimeters, which we will accommodate. So over here, the only thing you need extra to operate the safety lift, the lift system, are buttons. So the buttons here, as you can tell, and these are a fair size as well. This one here is about 3 inches by 3 inches, 3.2. That's for anyone that has dexterity issues. Some people don't like the looks of them because they're a little bit big, and they will use the mini control buttons. All right. We also have a screen. So this screen here is just to fit and hide the actuator. So as your cabinet comes down, it hides all the actuators and the cabling and so on. So it's a much nicer and cleaner look. So the frame is 21.7 inches, and you can fit cabinets anywhere from 24 to 36 inches on here. And the type of lift, this one here is a diagonal lifting system for the wall cabinet. And as you can see, it's about once it's collapsed, it's about 4.3 inches thick. So you got to keep that in consideration when you're designing your kitchen. The speed is 0.7 inches per minute, very safe, and it's a wired button. We're working on remote control because there's a lot of demand for it. They're just having a few issues. They can use them in Europe. They have a few issues here in North America with the frequency, but it will be probably by the end of this year, we will be able to have remote control as well. The lifting force of this is 330 pounds. So 330 pounds, that's taking into consideration your cabinet as well. It lifts a fair amount of weight here. So you need a little bit of spacing from your cabinet to the wall, to the adjacent walls, so you don't squeeze them. Extension from the wall is 4.3 inches. So that's something to keep in in mine, it will protrude 4.3 inches. Some people are building really deep cabinets, like 15, 16 inches. So this one here will be the 15 inches minus a 4.3. So all the look is flush. It's all the same, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So the cabinet depth, Steve, you have a good question? Sorry.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
I thought you said something. So the cabinet depth is 10.2 inches to 15.7 inches. So if you look at this drawing here, you can see we go down 17.7 inches of vertical stroke, and away from the wall, we're at 8.9 inches. So if you have a faucet, if you have jars over here, you will miss it. So let's go back to the lifting system. So that was the single lift system. We also have the Diego Dual. So Dual is obviously bigger. So it goes from 48 to 60 inches wide. And this is for 2 cabinets. We did a job in was Portland, Oregon. So it was a long-term care facility. They had 2 cabinets, and both cabinets came down at the same time. So it was, there's no one climbing the step stool, and everybody stayed safe. And that was a big concern they had. Worked out great. There was maybe 63 units that we did. Same spec, same speed, and everything is just fitting wider cabinets. And same lifting capacity at 330 pounds. So that's the diagonal motion. So I call it a Diego. I'm not sure if Diego. Any questions? If anyone has any questions, we'll move on to, we can answer that, or we'll move on to the vertical unit. This is by far the most popular unit. It's goes straight up and down. You still can, if someone's sitting in a wheelchair or not, like we do a lot of aging in place, so they can still reach it. And especially now with those homes being built that are 9-foot ceilings, a lot of people can't reach a top shelf. You know, I'm 6'2" and I can't reach some of this. So this one here is vertical motion. You don't need to open the doors to activate it. If you have if you're only looking for plates or cups at the bottom shelf, you can, you know, just grab them. If not, then you open the doors and you can have access to everything. This one does, it not only has a safety plate at the bottom here, but it also has a safety plate on top. Just in case someone puts a really long bottle or something that doesn't belong here, it will touch it and it will stop. It will not break it. So this is a vertical stroke. As you can see, it's all the way along the wall. So you cannot put this one over the sink. You can see there would be an interference with the faucet here. As well, safety at the bottom, like I mentioned. And this is, this one here, the Verdi 831 is by far the most popular. The 831 is a bigger one. We'll go through that. So this is basically the stroke, up and down, and right back up. This one here is fast, much faster than the diagonal motion. So this is an insert, and both of these, the Diego and the Verdi, can be used for retrofits. So you just knock out the bottom shelf, and then this guy, you just, you know, just screw it, because this is all self-contained. So this is a very, very nice feature. Again, the only accessory you need is a button, and you can activate this. It's hardwire, and you can activate it, you know, via the mini buttons or the bigger ones. So this speed is 1.9 inches a minute. It's fairly fast. And we stroke a total of 18.5 inches of vertical motion. We have a safety plate at the bottom and one on top. If it touches anything, it will stop the lift. Again, 120 volts. And the lifting force is 88 pounds. So you can have 88 pounds of cups, bowls, plates. So that's a fair weight that you can carry. The height of this unit is 26.8 inches. So your cabinets have to be a minimum of 27.6 or taller. So all the dimensions, and this will be a little bit better for the countertops. Anything extra like shields and so on, we have all the dimensions of all the product, like the panels and the covers, all dimensions on our website, so you can make them yourself. There's a lot of stuff that can be made, and we do deal with contractors, and they do all their own millwork. So the 831 is a bit deeper. Sorry, like the 830, the depth of the cabinet is 10.4 inches. And the Verdi, the 831, the depth of the cabinet is 12.2. This is by far the most popular. Even if it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit less money. So price-wise, if people are interested, our unit includes the safety. The Diego starts at about $2,200, and the Verdi, and then the Diego that we looked at started about $2,800. That includes all the safety, the plug and play, everything on the cabinet. Then you have to choose your buttons. So this is exactly the same payload as 88 pounds, still 110 or 120 volts. 10 amps is recommended. It doesn't use much amperage, so that's a big advantage. So that's it for the cabinets. Now we're going to start going into the countertops. So the countertops, we have the 6300 is just a straight countertop. The side lift is also straight, and this would be the side lift here. It's mounted on the floor, and the capacity of this is much higher than the 6300. The 6300, the capacity is 220 pounds, and the 6400 is 880 pounds. And we'll go through all this as we go through each individual model. We also have a corner unit. It's called the base lift 6301. And then we have, this is 45 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. So 45 degrees, you can fit a sink, and then the 90, like right in the corner. And then we have a 90 degree as well. We have a manual one with a crank, or we have a manual one, which is, you adjust it. It's assisted by cylinders, like air activated cylinders like you have on your hoods, on the hood of your vehicle. So the base lift 6300, this one here, you have the mini buttons on this one. They look really nice. And then you can have a sink or a countertop, as you can see here. They designed this really, really well. It looks really slick. Some people don't put any covers on the front, and it still looks really nice. So we supply the covers, or you can make your own covers if you want, and you can hide the whole thing. You'll see that a little bit down the road. So this one here is the 6300. H means it's a 4.1 inch high front. And then you can use the mini buttons, or you can use the big square, the ALU design that we call. Now, some people will have the countertop starting from this position and going up. One thing you have to be careful when you do that is there's going to be a gap here and there's going to be a pinch point. So here, if you can see it a little bit, you'll see it a little bit clearer as we look in the other drawings, but there's a safety strip all the way along here. So if anything touches this, it stops, and then we'll put a safety strip on this side to avoid any pinch points. So that's one option. And then there's another option that we can put an actual panel on this, a side panel. And as it moves up, it prevents anyone from putting their fingers on this side to pinch them. So this is what the actual lift system looks like. This is our base unit. So we have a 4.06 inch front here, which is the most common one. And we also have a 1.57 inch front. It's a little bit more streamlined. This is for people like special design. Some of the people prefer this as opposed to the bigger front. We also have them wall mounted or floor mounted. So sometimes in a kitchen, it's a retrofit. A lot of the kitchens, you don't need a building permit. But if you start knocking walls out or going through the walls to put reinforcement for a wall mounted unit, then some people will prefer putting it just on the floor and avoid the hassles of getting a permit from the city. And, you know, it's extra money, delays the project. But this is a difference between both. You can have them fully floor mounted or wall mounted, and you can hide both with the cover panels. Now, the speed of this is 1.2 inch. We do have a vertical lift of 11.8 inches, a vertical stroke. There's a safety strip, as we mentioned, all the way along the front. It's a little bit like your garage door, like the safety underneath. If it touches, it just bounces back up. As well, 120 volts, 110, 120, 10 amps. The lifting force of this is 220 pounds. This is really important because in North America, we prefer stone type of countertops like marble and quartz and so on. In this case, you will have to probably use a laminate unless it's really short, because the weight is about 20 to 22 pounds per square feet on quartz or stone or whatever. So that's something to keep in mind. On 220 pounds, you won't have much room once you put a sink, cooktop. You won't have enough capacity to lift this. So that's why I was saying the 6400 is very, very popular, because it does lift 880 pounds. So the cover plates are 2-piece, so it'll cover the whole front, and we'll go through that. And then this is the entire aluminum frame. But the aluminum frame has, if it's really long, we'll have some reinforcements in it. And I'll show you that in a second. All right. So if we go to a really long one, say a 90 inch, you will see these reinforcements. You can move these reinforcements anywhere, so you can put your sink or your cooktop on it. Now we have cover panels. So those cover panels will hide the legs, and if you have some plumbing, they'll also hide that. And on here, you have all the dimensions. It's just white melamine. So anyone can use these drawings and build their own, or we can find someone to build it for you. There's also a kit to attach the cover panels onto the wall. and hide the hole underneath. We also have different types of sinks. You can purchase the sinks from us, or you can purchase them from your local supplier. There's a lot of people who, they're accessible all over, but our sinks are ADA sinks, so they're like 4.7 inches deep. So that's something to keep in mind. We can also have drawers in here. So these are just normal drawers, soft close. And the drawers, everything is of a specific width because it all has to match the safety plate or the safety cover plate underneath. So the drawers are the same width as your cabinets or your safety plate, and you'll see the safety plates on the cabinets on the movable parts of the 6400. You can also extend these, make them longer by adding an extra leg. So this is an extra motor, and then this fastens to this unit, the existing unit, and you can make them longer. And all these motors are all synchronized, so they all operate at the same time. So the actual speed of this is 1.2 inches a second. And again, they're all the same. It's all 10 milliamps, 10 amps on your power. So this one here, you can wall mount, and you have your floor mount. Excuse me. And these are the fronts. You have all the dimensions, and you can put the fronts on any of these units yourself. A lot of people will do it. And also to match the rest of the kitchen. We do everything in white melamine, but it has to be, it has to match the kitchen. So a lot of people, what they do is they just buy the lift, put all their own millwork on it. So the base lift, the 6300 is definitely our most popular unit. Now the 6400 is really, really heavy duty. So this one here, you can definitely put heavy duty countertop. This has a lot of nice features. You can have all cabinets in the front, and the cabinets here all have a safety plate underneath, or you can leave it wide open and you have a safety strip all the way along here. As you can tell, the cabinets here, if you decide to put cabinets, there's a safety plate underneath. So the safety plate has to be the same width as your cabinet and as your drawer. So you can put a sink, you can put your cooktop over it. We have garbage disposal, cabinets, drawers on the inside. And as you can see, this one here is mounted straight on the floor. And the only option you have for the buttons on this one are the mini buttons. Now the 6400 is becoming more and more popular because of the capacity of it and the flexibility. Now here you can have cabinets, safety cover underneath, or a safety strip. And the flexibility of this unit is you can add all the cabinets throughout, and then take them. If someone for some reason ends up in a wheelchair, you can take out a cabinet underneath the cooktop or the sink. And once you sell the house, you can put all the cabinets back in if you wish. So you can take them out, as you see here, and then put all new ones, or all of them. So just take the ones that you need out and leave it as such. And you need a safety strip. You got to put a safety strip back in there. So this is a lifting system by itself. The motors are all included in the sides in this one. Again, we can go up to 94 inches, from 30 to 94 inches. You can put fronts on here just to hide the plumbing and the electrical that goes on the side. It's a little bit slower at 0.8 inches a second, but the lifting capacity of this one, what makes it so popular, is 880 pounds. This is a really good video. It shows you how to install this. It's a little bit like a simplistic approach, but it gives you a good idea. So it comes into 4 components. The motors are in here, and this is a reinforcement. Also, where you set up your electrical, and it's all plug and play. Obviously, you know, it's like when you buy furniture at IKEA, it's a little bit, at first, you're going to fiddle with it a little bit, but then you get the hang of it. These fittings here, this you have to get from us because they're custom made for the aluminum extrusion here. It's a little kit that we sell. You can make your own cabinets if you wish, but the kits, the clips, you do have to buy from us. All right, so this is a 6400, very, very popular. Now, this is a 45-degree angle. This is a countertop. It's a 45 degrees at the front, so you can fit a sink, and it's against a 90-degree wall. So we're going to go like the same thing with this one here. We're just going to take a look at the 6300, the same thing as a 6301. You can have your cooktop, sink, drawers. This is only 220 pounds to keep in mind. So this whole thing moves up and down. We can have it 30 inches extension all the way to 90 inches extension. So this can be a fair size on each side, left and right. The whole thing goes up and down at the same time. All motors, you might have 4 motors in here. They're all synchronized, meaning working at the same time. This is your lifting system. So we start with the corner mount. This is about 25 by 25 inches. It's 24.8 by 24.8. And then you add whatever extension that you require. So you can go from 30 inches all the way to 90 inches on each side, left or right. And you can put your sinks, cooktop, everything on here. Again, you have your base corner lift, the H, the HA, or the floor mount. Floor or wall mount. Specifications, you'll need 2 plugs on this one, right? One to operate the left side, one to operate the right side. Still all synchronized. 100 kilogram, which is 220 pounds of force. And on this one, we go up 11.8 inches as well. Again, all the drawings. One thing that is really important is whenever I work with a contractor, designer, whoever, if you go to download, we have all the installation instructions on all our products. And in there, there's dimensions, where to put the braces for the wall units, for any of our product, like if you need reinforcement, they tell you where to put the reinforcement, where to put the wall plugs, so on and so forth. It's very, very detailed. They've done a really, really good job with this. So this is for the base corner, 90 degrees. Now, we also have a crank, a manual one. It's a straight manual one, no safety on it. So it's a lot more economical. It's about only just $2,000. And the lifting capacity is a little bit more. It's about 400 pounds. So you use a crank here to move it up and down. It's a great feature. We don't get too many requests for that, but it's an option. And as well, we have a manually, I guess you can say, air cylinder assisted with this manual one. So you just have to pull the knobs, and then you lift it, physically lift it with the aid of the air cylinders in it. And you can hide all your plumbing if you wish, or you can leave it exposed. As you can tell, you just pull the knob up and down. So that's it for the countertops. Now we're going to go to the islands. So the island, this is a really slick it's our 960. So we have 2 legs with the motors in it. So you will need 2 outlets. Depending if you don't have anything in the middle, you will need 2 outlets, or you could run your electrical in here. Some people just have a plain island, 2 legs, bring it up and down, no wiring in the middle or no water. Again, on the island, you can still have your cooktop if you bring hydro to it, or you can have your sink. And basically this is what it looks like. You can match your fronts with whatever kitchen, whatever millwork. And we're doing a lot of community centers and hospital and training kitchen, not with this one, but the 6400. And this is your lift system right here. And we offer different widths as well. This is a 21.6 inch all the way to 45.2 inches wide. So this gives you a lot more working surface, prep area, and so on. Again, you need the same button. You can have the sink. And on the plumbing, you need some flexible hosing as well. A little bit faster at 1.2 inches a second. And this one here, you lift 440 pounds. So it's a little bit more capacity than a wall-mounted countertop. This is by far the most requested product of the islands. The 6400 is open on the one side, and on the other side, it has cabinets. Again, this 6400, the 6490 is exactly like the 6400 countertop, same capacity. It's just we extend the one side to make it wider. But it's 6,400, 880 pounds capacity. You can take out these cabinets, or you can put whatever one you want. If you want to put an oven, a sink here, a stove, you can have them empty. Again, safety trays underneath and safety strip over on this side. We have a safety strip all the way along. Hanging cabinets, the drawers, all the dimensions are on the website, as I've mentioned before. Now the 6400 can be accessible from either side. We can have drawers. We can even have also an extra plug that you can plug any appliance on here, or you can have a couple plugs if you wish. And these cabinets are all accessible. The drawings are accessible from our website. And we also have rolling cabinets that can fit on the other side, just on wheels. You can put them underneath. It's all in the detailed drawings. So this is what the lift system looks like. It's your 6400, your countertop. And then on the other side, we just extend it. So the safety panels, it's exactly the same for all of them. We have some micro switches and hardwire all the way to the control box. You can also make your own. Some people are, some cabinet makers prefer making their own. So we supply all the micro switches and all the wiring, and they just put it on their own cabinets. All right, so it's 0.8 inches a minute. It's fairly slow because of the big capacity, 880 pounds. So the motors are a little bit, a little bit slower. And this shows you a little bit how it's installed. Again, it comes into components. This one here is 5 components. The motors are built in, so no need to assemble the motors on it. And then we have the extra width here. And you can probably, we figured you can put up to 72 inches. I think you can put a countertop, a marble countertop, and it will be able to handle it. So that's it for the center lift. Now we're going to go to our products. And into the electric wardrobes. So we have the Butler 720. These they have built-in sensors. So if anyone touches this, it will stop. It's not like the manual ones that you see. Obviously, it's all electrical, and you can operate it via a hardwire or a button on it's an accordion, like an accordion style. So you can be away from it and still activate it. And this one here comes down 20, I think it's about 22 inches. So in some of the closets, you have 2-tier, and you can't really put this one on the top half of the closet. You'll see on what I'm talking about with the 722. So it has to be fairly close. I mean, not as high as the 722. I'll explain that a little bit better when we get to the other unit. This is the lifting system itself. So we have them in different colors and different sizes. So we have 22.3 to 35 inches and then 39 to 63 inches. And it comes into gray, white, or black. And it has a lifting capacity of the maximum load that you can lift with this is 66 pounds. Now the 722, the total stroke is 44 inches. So you can put them on this is what I was talking about, the top tier of your closet, 44 inches, and brings it down for aging in place. Someone in a wheelchair, you can reach it. different sizes as well, and different colors. So this is our 722. This is definitely more popular model because it is 44 inches. And that is it. Very simple motion. And I believe that's it for the products. Any questions?
Anyone have questions for Eve?
Yes, I have a question.
Yep.
What about maintenance? Do they need regular maintenance?
No, you know, this is one thing that Granberg has done very well. When you design an engineered product like that, the warranty is 3 years, but no, there's really no maintenance. It's just plug and play. There's definitely no maintenance to be done on them at all. Because it's not, it's not products that are being used a lot, like, you know, like some automation that I've been involved in, it's constant, it's 24/7. But in here, like, you know, you don't use your cabinet that much. You don't use these robes. You might use it like 3, 4, 5 times a day, as opposed to other automation has to be up and running for 98% of the time. So they've done a really good job at the engineering side and the product side. We've had some stuff for 20 years and it's still working for sure.
And I have another question. I'm not, I don't know too much about electric. You know, do you need an electrician to be able to do this? Do you need a permit to plug the units and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. You definitely need a master electrician when you're starting to deal with this stuff. You definitely need a master electrician, and most of the time they have to run wiring directly from the box to the panel. You just can't connect it to, say you have an outlet close by or a switch. You cannot piggyback off it. You need to run a separate wire from your cabinet, like from your electrical cabinet to our units.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. That's we stress that we definitely need a master electrician. Yeah.
Other questions, please? Eve, did you put your contact information in the chat box, or is it on the last slide on the screen here?
It's on the slide at like the beginning. First
Okay.
slide. Yeah.
All right. And you'll all get a copy of the replay of this, so you can pick up his information on the very first slide.
Right on. So if there's any questions, I'm available.
Anytime. Okay, I have another question. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries.
I missed the first couple of minutes because I couldn't connect. But if I want the system, offer the system to a client, they will need to choose the panels for the doors and for the drawers?
Well, they can build that themselves. Like a lot of people who we work with, they're cabinet makers, they're designers, and they design their own doors and they design. Am I answering this properly?
She's asking about the drawer fronts and so forth. So you're saying that that's done through your cabinet manufacturer? Yeah,
we can supply them, but okay. All the drawings on our website, and a lot of people prefer making them themselves. Yeah.
No.
If you have other questions, you can communicate to me and I'll pass them along. You can communicate directly with Eve and he'll be happy to work with you. I've known him for many years and we've been back and forth, and we finally got a chance to do this program today. It's a very good program. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm sorry, like this was a tough presentation because I had to jump on the website and it's just like going back and forth. So I apologize if I lost some people, but
it's nice multimedia that way. So that's all good.
All right. We have your
information. Next month, Ellen Belk, who has been with us before, is doing she's an expert in dementia, and she's going to be doing a program, and she has a number of resources that she'll make available to you as well. So with that, if there's nothing else, we will wrap it for today. Appreciate your interest and participation.
Thank you so much. All right,
Thanks,
everyone.
Paul.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. It was great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.